If you ever think about making any type of firework that might explode or lift into the air, you're going to need a more explosive black powder to achieve this. And you do this by making your black powder meal into granules. I'm going to teach you how to do that. You start off by taking your... So there's a few things that you're going to need to make your granulated black powder. First off, you're going to need some safety. So a rubber glove, your black powder meal, fresh off the ball mill, you got that ball mill smell. Some sort of bowl. I use these styrofoam bowls so I don't have to use food bowls. Isopropyl alcohol. I picked this up at the dollar store as well. You're looking for 50% or more isopropyl alcohol. And you're also going to need a large mesh wire strainer. What I mean by a large mesh is the spacing between these holes. The smaller it is, the more it's going to look like powder. You want granules, so look for the biggest mesh that you can find, basically. Alright, let's begin by making your granulated black powder. We're going to start by bringing our bowl into view with our black powder. We're going to need maybe 3 tablespoons maybe. This is a tablespoon scooper, so I'm going to go ahead and get maybe 3 tablespoons-ish. Big tablespoons. Okay? Go ahead and close that up, put it off to the side. Now we're going to need our isopropyl alcohol. We don't want to super saturate our black powder, so we're just going to add little bits at a time. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour it in just a little bit. That's good right there. Just going to go ahead and stir it up with my finger. Get kind of nasty with it. Okay, add a little bit more. Alright. Getting close. Right, I think that might do it. Okay, yeah, this might do it right here. Alright, so what I'm feeling is this might be a little too wet. You can tell by when it's just kind of wet, basically. It's going to be wet already, but we're making a clay, but a dense clay. So just to kind of make it more unwet, I'm just going to add some black powder to it, or black powder meal, just to dry it up a little bit. There we go, that's perfect right there. You want it so when you grab it, it's going to turn into little granules already. But when you squeeze it in your hand, it forms into a little ball. So it's perfectly dry, perfectly wet. So, I didn't mention this earlier, but we're going to need some sort of drying plate. I'm going to use this piece of tin foil. You can use a piece of construction paper or newspaper, but I'm going to use tin foil. So I'm going to go ahead and just start clumping up this. Make a little ball of black powder. There we go. That's good to start. We're going to take our wire strainer and going over our drying surface, we're going to put our ball of black powder and rub it on the inside of the strainer. Now if it's too wet, it's going to start sticking severely to the sides. But one way or another, it's going to kind of stick to the side. But you're just going to kind of have to let it fall into an even layer on your drying surface. And if it starts to stick on the outside like this, just kind of give it a tap. And go ahead and grab some more of this black powder. Actually, you know what? Let's try that for a change. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and rub out an even layer. Now, like I said, if it's sticking to the sides severely where it's not going through the strainer, it's too wet, so you're going to have to add more black powder. And it looks like it's almost done there. I'm going to go ahead and give it some taps. Put our wire strainer in our bowl so I can wash it. Set it to the side. And you're going to have to let this dry. Now, depending on where you live is how long it's going to have to dry. You live in a high and dry, you can go ahead and just let it dry for a few hours. You live somewhere more south, you're going to have to let it dry for about a day to two. So just go ahead and let it dry, and then when it is dry, or you don't even have to wait, just let it not clump when you touch it, so 30 minutes maybe. And then just go ahead and store it in some sort of container. I already have some made here. And that is good to go. Thank you for watching.